This rig, and I'm going to start by creating a quick select button. So I want you to go ahead and open this rig. This is Max for Maya, version 1.14. Pretty standard, very good rig. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this entire character, create sets, quick select set, and I'm going to do select all, add to shelf. So now anytime I want to select all, I select all. One of the first things I want you to do too, by the way, is to create and change the spine IK FK, because we have it on a IK setup right now. I want to switch that to FK. So it's a forward kinematics versus inverse. So now it forwardly animates everything from this point forward outwards. So it's an FK chain, whereas his legs we're going to keep on IK, which is inverse kinematics. This is a very standard rig setup. So go ahead and do that. And what I want you to do for the lab is I want you to create 5 different poses that express through body language, and first of all, and then secondly through facial expression, 5 different emotions. And I want you to set this up every 24 frames. So the first one I'm just going to do select all and S, and I'm going to set that as the key pose. Now in frame 24, maybe I do something that's joyous or something. And you can do different poses. You can do like a kung fu pose or some type of battle pose. It's just to sort of get your mind turning. Maybe I'll do kung fu or something right now. I'm no kung fu expert, but it'll turn out decent. And what we're going to do is we're just going to continue to animate the arms in a way that we will be able to sort of express some kind of battle pose. The key thing is in animated film particularly, the one thing that will help your film and any film be much better is by making you feel for the character. So emotion is a big part. So if you can make it feel sad or angry, and in this case I'll make him feel angry. And I'm going to also go ahead and adjust his finger controls. So I'm going to run through all the controls right now. And simply just going to create this sort of boxing pose, and all key movements happen, boxing or kung fu or whatever you want to call it, happen from the root control first. So every movement that happens on this guy happens from his root, so that controls everything. So you also want to think of line of action, which we've talked about. I don't expect you to understand it fully, but to give you an idea. And you could even this controller directly underneath controls his hips. And then generally you're going to want to set your camera and lock it, but in this particular case this will be fine. Just trying to get that line of action going. And it really depends. It depends heavily on where your camera is located to get that correct line of action. And then each controller, you always want to double check over here, has tons of extra additional controls. So let's see. You kind of want that to roll all the way through. To this. So I'm having it run through his entire body. Is it perfect? No, it's not, but it's just to give you an idea. I don't expect yours to be perfect either, but try to keep in mind that line of action. Try and keep in mind some basic positive, negative space kind of ideas. And if I were to, my pose for this one would be from this side angle. That's where I would want my camera to be ideally, because it doesn't work as well from this side. It's bent from going through the leg, so this angle almost works well, but something like that. And that's how I would lock my camera. I would generally lock my camera always first. Now, going through some of those things, you can also adjust the shoulder, and however that needs to go. And as I said, I'm no kung fu expert or boxing expert, so I don't know exactly how the hand should go, but just to give you an idea, you can set it up however. And in this particular case, because he's boxing or whatever, his hand poses are pretty much just closed fists. But I could imagine if he's boxing, we might want to give him, I'm going to give him a little bit puffier of a face. And each one of these is controlling different things. So this controls his lips. Maybe he's like a little bit worried. And the eyes will do a lot for that too. If he's worried, maybe he's more, oh my god. And then going through all of these, I'm going to just give him slightly larger pupils. And his eyebrows, so just going at it really quickly, I'm just showing you can pretty much do whatever. You can even give him almost a unibrow like so, in which case okay. And there is an art that goes into all of this, so something like that. And you can always go ahead and just test it out. So my pose is something from about this angle or so. But just keep playing with it until you get something you like. And eventually and just to give you an idea, everything when zeroed out is the default pose. So if I were to select everything and just set it to be default, you just zero things out like this. But that's generally all there is to it. Not too crazy. Pretty easy. And you can get a very large range of emotions out of this guy, and poses and everything. It's an excellent rig. So Just play around with it. Then you can do a select all, press S, and now you're going to see your character go from, oh great. Oh, one quick thing that I did before is that since I changed it from IK to FK, I might want to go back and go ahead and do a new select all, because these, and you know what, have not been keyed. So I'm going to press S on these two. And now I'm going to go back here, and you'll notice that they're still the same, obviously, because when I had made my select all button, these were not included. So I'm going to just create a new one. I can even delete this one. Go ahead, highlight all these, create, set, quick select set, select all, add to shelf, and there you go. And now, going like so, to here, you'll see you get some animation. So then go out to frame 48 and do the same thing, pose it into something else. So I'm just going to do something totally different. Just to show you what I mean. And no idea what this guy's doing at the moment, but have fun with it. And another thing is to keep him sort of balanced. So you're going to want to make sure that even though he's looking kind of wonky, that it looks somewhat realistic to what he is capable of doing. So try to keep that in mind too. So I'll do select all and then press S to set keyframe. And when I go back, it's won't. And then finally, when that's all said and done, I'm just going to have you right click and do a play blast. And then just scrub down, save to file, browse, desktop, I'm going to put mine on, and then name it pose to pose, and hit play blast. And then you'll have a little video. So every 24 frames, create a new pose and do 5 of those. And so you'll have 6 altogether, starting with the T pose. And that's it. Thanks for watching.